Okay, messy bowl working shop again. Guess I should get back on it. The project for today, which I'm gonna share as a YouTube video, is to properly affix these horn tips to that bow. This is black locust stave. I think it's 72. It's full 6 feet long. It's got a nice wiggle at the grip. You can see the center mark. Well, maybe not. It's right where that dark spot is, right there, that old knot. At any rate, yesterday I filed the tips down like that. That's the 1/2 inch, which is the maximum dimension of the cone in the horn, by 1 inch, and it just comes off. I glued it on there twice. The fit was good. However, it just didn't have enough mechanical lock, and then after the glue dried, I gave it some, I floor tillered it kind of, and the tip just popped right off from each end, despite what I thought was a good fit. So today what I've done is I've taken this first one right there and increased the depth of the hole by double. I've gone twice as far in, and then obviously I have to do that with the other horn, and then further narrow down these tips so that they will fit inside. Maybe I'll do this in a couple of rounds. I dropped the other horn. There it is. I've never done this before. I've only read about it. I've seen them lots of times online, of course, on bows that guys put up on Paleo Planet and so on. And I've read about how to do it in Traditional Bowyer's Bible. A chapter by John Strunk talks about exactly this. He says you take I gave the book away, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he says you take a 1/2 inch spade bit like this and grind it to a point. Obviously this, up till yesterday, it was a full parallel 1/2 inch all the way up with sharp cutting teeth at the end. Now it's a point. It's an auger for this very single purpose. And so let's see, this is how I'm going to try and do it. It's tricky to make these little guys sit inside the vise. So, considering I already have that much lead, I'm just going to go like this. So it's really quite simple, but it stinks to high heaven, so I'm going to put on the vacuum, and it's going to be noisy. Obviously, God, that stinks. It's horrible. Don't try this at home. Obviously, you got to hang on tight while you're doing that. And the initial placement, oh yeah, see what comes out? All that gipe? It scraped off the edge and it burnt to a crisp on the side there. And it really smells bad. If your wife is home, she won't thank you for doing this. You'll be back on fiberglass wheelie bows in 2 seconds if your wife catches you doing it. So what I'm going to try and do is match the depth of the holes. I didn't intend to go this deeply in, so I'm not sure if the line is right, but I'm going to keep going because that's kind of how I work. I forgot the vacuum. I'll just get it in a minute. Oh, it's horrible. This is not something you want to smell. obviously it's very important to me while I do this that I don't run through the side, and I'm not talking about because I'll damage this thing. It's because I'm holding it in my hand. Obviously I've turned into Jesus Christ, and I just don't want that. I don't know if you can see this. So just sight that line down. Looks like if I go too far, it's going to want to pop out. Also, I got to think of how much material is going to be left for me to shape it and put a string knock in it, because obviously that's what this is for. The black locust is a hard wood. It's okay, but I just wanted to try this, and this is the only longbow that I have on the go right now. So I have found too that the black locust sapwood likes to compress under the force of this string, so it'll be good. It's just not really necessary. It's almost aesthetic. Oh, it's just the worst smell of all time. It's worse than when the guy with the sanitation truck rolls around to a job site. So that one buries in to, you know, this marked point on the bit, which I can now compare to that, and they're almost the same. This one's a little bit farther, but this one I'm a little bit dicey about coming through here. I'll give it a bit more, just an inch, and not just a little bit. Ugh. I should probably be wearing a dust mask, but I'm not, and I might be paying for that later. Here are the two tips. You can see the deep dark hole. I don't really know how to clean them out. The other day, in order to clean them out, I simply took this rat tail file and did that with it, because I don't know if you saw that burnt shite that comes out of there like this. You know, that's embedded onto the inner walls of these mortises and would get in the way of the glue, I guess. I imagine back in the day when these were necessary and guys were using these as a standard item, they would have used hide glue to attach them. Obviously they didn't have epoxy or anything. So in the traditional spirit, I suppose I should try doing that. However, I had 2 pop-offs yesterday, and I'm more inclined just to use epoxy after I do the next step, which is to narrow down this tip so that I can slide the horn on the full depth of the hole that I have just elongated. So that'll be the next vid. Thank you for watching.